that they were fair, and they looked like it, and they took themselves,
sons of God,
and they took themselves wives of all which they chose.
Right. So came to pass way back when that there were men that were chosen of the Most High, just like it always was. The Most High chose Adam in the beginning. You understand? There were many other nations or many other people on the earth. Put it like that. Right? Many other nations of people on the earth. The Most High took Adam. He chose him and put him in a certain place, in the promised land, if you will. You understand? To till the land, to take care of it, to name the animals, to do all of these things. Adam was chosen. Everyone else, Adam was supposed to be separate from them. The same way the Most High did with Abraham at one time. Same thing the Most High did with Jacob at another time. You understand? Like he separates who he wants and puts them in a position to rule, to be on top. Right? Well, Adam at this time was the one. You understand? And those men that came from Adam, they were considered the sons of the Most High. Why? Does anybody know why they were considered that?
Like to, because they were given the law to all. The Most High, they were following it.
Right, because they were given the law. They were the ones that like they weren't following it, but they were given it. Just like Yasha Allah, which means what?
Prince of the power.
Prince of the power. Absolutely. Not you well. Prince of the power, which is we are the sons of the Most High. That's what Yasha. That's how we got that name. Everybody who's Yasha Allah don't follow the Most High. You can go down the street to, whatever Christian church is down there. You can call Creflo Dollar up right now, and he'll tell you that the laws are done away with. He does not follow the Most High. But they were chosen to do it, though, even though they weren't doing it. Well, in this case, what the brother just read is the same thing. The children that came of Adam, they were chosen to do a certain thing, but they didn't do it. Read it again from the top.
Genesis chapter 6 and verse 1. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw that daughters of men, that they were fair.
Right, stop right there. Like, I don't know, like if you're noticing the separation. Like the men of the earth, the Lord created man on the 6th day. He separated Adam on the 7th day. So the men, everybody else on the earth, they had daughters. The sons of those that was chosen, they seen them too, and they liked them, even though they could not marry anybody of another nation. But they saw them that they were fair. That's what's going on, right? So, what I'm saying, the Christian church or the what do they call it, the conspiracy theorists or whatever, what I'm saying, the Illuminati, they like to say that this is talking about the angels. This is not talking about angels, right? You got my precept for me? All right, give me that. Let's get the precept because, like I said, they like to think that this is talking about the angels. They think that a spirit laid down with a human being and made children. That's what's taught. Like an angel is a spirit. An angel is not a human being. It doesn't have genitalia and what have you. It's not that. But that's what they're saying in the Christian church or what have you. So go ahead and give me what I need to prove who the sons of God are.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 8, starting at verse 13. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die.
Right. Like if you live after the flesh, you are not living after the commandments that pertain unto life, like we read in the beginning. The first scripture that we brought out. Right? Read it again.
For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die.
Uh-huh.
But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live.
Right. So this is what Adam and Eve did not do. They lived after their flesh, after what they wanted to do. Like I said, as a child, I like presents too. I like candy. You know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't like Halloween? It's just about candy. Who doesn't like that? You like candy, don't you? Of course you don't. You don't like no candy. You got some good teeth. I like candy. My teeth are horrible.
Right.
But if you mortify your flesh, meaning like that has to die. Every man and every woman that comes into the ISUPK, that old man, he has to die. That's what mortify is. You know what I'm saying? It's able to die. You know what I'm saying? So if you mortify the deeds of your flesh, the things that, you know what I'm saying, yes, that, that Edomite with a wagon is appealing. Those gifts under the Christmas tree,
No, I
that them gifts under the Christmas tree are appealing. That candy in a pumpkin shaped bucket is appealing. It is. But if I kill that, and despite what I like, despite what I want to do, I don't do that, that's what he's reading right here. You know what I'm saying? If you mortify the deeds of the flesh, read on from there.
Okay. Ye shall live.
You shall live. If you can stop what it is you would naturally want to do, if you can stop Christmas, if you can stop Halloween and Thanksgiving and white men and Chinese women and whatever else it is you like, and like what the Lord likes, you can follow his laws, statutes, and commandments. If you can fear him, you understand, then you'll live. Those are the commandments of life. Read on.
Okay. For as many as are led by the Spirit of the Most High, they are the sons of the Most High.
Right. As many as what?
Are led by the Spirit of the Most High.
Anybody understand what that means?
You do everything the Most High tells you to do, you are the son of God.
You on it. That's not.
If basically if you live in like the way the Most High wants you to live, then
That's basically what he said, but it's just a little bit more than that. Read that scripture you just read, that part you just read, one more time.
For as many as are led by the Spirit of the Most High, they are the sons of the Most High.
Okay, what you got?
Is it if you live according to the law?
It is. It is if you live. Like when you're being led by what the Most High says. In other words, if everything you do is just based on what the Most High says. That's true. And like I said, all of y'all are right. But it's more like the way we are now, I like presents under a tree. I like candy. But I like what the Most High says better. Like it's not even a problem to me. You know what I'm saying? No more, because I see what happened to us. You know what I'm saying? I see what happens to us. So it's like you really do like it. You know what I'm saying? It's like I always use this example. It's like your mother telling you not to run with scissors in your hand. Like I was just having fun. Or don't jump on the bed. How many of y'all with kids have ever told your kids not to jump on the bed? Tell me it ain't fun. Would you jump on a bed? I wouldn't jump on a bed right now. You know why? Because I might hurt. I won't do a lot of crazy stuff because I'll be like, no, I don't want to get hurt. So I like that better. Even though it's fun, something might happen. And that's what I'm saying. Like it's a little bit more. Like what y'all saying is right. You're led. And if you do what the Lord says, good, you're in there. But it's better if you really understand it like a parent does. Like how a parent understands why they tell their kids why not to do what they tell them not to do. That's the next level. Like if you're a good kid and you just follow what your parents say to do, great. But if you're a type of kid that follow what your parents say to do, and as soon as your parents ain't there, You do that anyway, you don't get it.
Is it saying that you fear in the Most High, like like in Psalms?
I'm so like, okay, that's the fear. That's what I said. I don't want what's going to happen to me when I'm jumping on the bed.
Right.
I know what's going to happen. I'm not doing it because I would rather do. Even though I like candy, like listen, I like candy. I'm not eating candy all the time now. I got a ton of cavities.
Right.
You don't need no candy right now, even though it is delicious. I don't want to feel that pain. So because of it now, like that fear is what keeps us from doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's it's almost better to have seen it that way than to just do it and never. The precept is in Genesis where it says when they ate from the tree of life and their eyes were opened,
Mm.
like they could have just kept the law and their eyes would never have been open. But now that our eyes are open, it's like I see why I shouldn't marry like
Mm.
good night.
So that's like saying now you know the judgment. Like the parent knows what's gonna happen.
You've gone through it.
Right. But the kid don't know it, you know what I mean? But it's better off to be like the parent and know why you don't want to do that.
It is for me. I'm gonna say it like that
Come
because I'm curious. I'm a kid.
on.
I want to find out. I'm gonna try them. You just don't want me to have no fun. And then you go do it and you find out like, oh, now I see. Now I really understand it. That's why if you're gonna say better, it's like I can understand it better now. That's all.
So you could pretty much say that those that are led by the Spirit of God are people that also understand why the Lord told you not to do it.
I'm not gonna say that. Okay. Those that are led by the Spirit of the Most High. Okay, those that are led by the Spirit of the Most High, they are the sons of the Most High. Like, okay, you might have a kid that just love you to death and don't care and don't want to find out. I'm just not him. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
I'm just not him. I'm messed up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't shit. So I needed that. I needed an ass whooping. I needed punishment.
right.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have got it. I would have snuck out the house. I would have did this. I would have snuck. I would have had a party when my parents went out. You know what I'm saying? There might be somebody that I don't know nobody, but it might be that they can just do it. And I'm not gonna say it's better because you know what I'm saying. It's better that I didn't have to go through a punishment. Yeah, if you want to be all the way honest.
Right.
It's better I never had to be punished,
Mm-hmm.
but it was better for me that I got punished. I'd have found out the hard way. I'd have just died instead of getting my butt whooped.
Go.
I'd have got shot in the street. I'd have overdosed on some crack. I'll just say, hopefully not, but that's all. You know what I'm saying? It's better that I got to see what could happen.
Go.
You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Uh, is there any more on that? What was we at?
We was in Genesis
Kinda.
chapter 6, verse 2.
There was some more on it.
A little bit.
God, let me-
Genesis chapter 6, the end of verse 2. And they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Most High said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years.
Right. So, man, the sons of God, what the brother just read, those that are led by the Spirit of the Most High, they are the true sons of the Most High. They are the true sons of the power. Well, this time, those men that were supposed to be led, you know what I'm saying, that were given the laws of the Most High, they were supposed to be doing what the Most High wanted. but they didn't and get going and going into these other nations, right? And so the Lord got pissed off with them, basically cut them off and said, my spirit is not going to strive with man forever. I'm going to cut their years down. They don't need to live no longer than this. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you know what I'm saying? In other words, the Lord punished us for not following what he had us to do in the first place, man. He caused death to come even sooner on us. You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is that these laws are our life. You know what I'm saying? What we want to do, what we like to do, should be out the window, man. Every one of us should be led by the Spirit of the Most High. We should be led by the law, statutes, and commandments, and nothing else. Right? So, um, let's get Deuteronomy
I have a question.
7 and verse 1. Good.
What we just read about the sons of God married other women. I remember I asked this question before about when Sarah had gave Haggai her handmaid to, for her husband to marry, and I said, well, if we're not supposed to marry, outside of Israel, but then I was told at the time, well, Israel, as far as it's okay, don't mess with these other heathens. So even now reading this, I'm revisiting the question. So if we're not to, again, that's why the Most High punished the sons of God because of what they did, marrying other women. So how is it, again, different with what, Sarah telling Hagar, did I say her name right?
Hagar.
Hagar, to give to her husband, especially if she's an an Egyptian.
Okay. So, yes, we was never, even before Abraham, as we're reading right here in Genesis,
Right.
even before Abraham, we were never supposed to deal with any other nation of people. This woman that Sarah gave to Abraham was her slave,
Right.
right? She can't make anybody else, but her thing was she just wanted her husband to have a seed.
Khan, I get it.
Mhm.
But wasn't there any other Israelite woman she could have just gave to her
Not that
husband?
she owned. Like, okay, there was no Israelites. You gotta think again. No
Right.
Israelites.
Right.
Let me take you another step further. Abraham and his father came from
Canaan, right?
Babylon, Chaldees.
The Chaldeans, this.
Right.
I don't know why I said Canaan.
Right?
Chaldeans.
So even then, like, okay, you're like what we're talking about in Genesis, there's no Israelites.
Right. That's what I was told.
It's of these people that we got, all right, but it wasn't like how we are today. Like you
Right.
look in America today, we got Levites, we got Benjamites, we got Simeonites, we got Judites, we all over the damn place. In Abraham's time, Abraham is the beginning of what we are now, basically. Like he's the father of many nations, right? He had the Arabs, everybody else. It wasn't that many of us. Abraham had a little bit of money, had a little bit of land or whatever, but basically his woman was just like, listen, I'm desperate and I want you to have a son. It's not saying that it's right that that's why the Lord sent him away. You understand? That's why that one's not counted. You know what I'm saying? But that's how his woman was thinking. He went ahead and was like, yeah, no problem. It wasn't, um,
So Ishmael was sent away because he was
because the Lord said so.
what would you say?
Because it was no Israelites. Yeah, I know that's where he's about to go. He's not Israelite.
Yeah.
There's no Israelites. There was no Israel. He was sent away because the Lord wasn't going to choose him. Period. At the end of the day, Abraham is the father of many nations. So a lot of people came out of Abraham. Same seed that you and me come from. We have the same father. Ishmael and me have the same father. Me and Esau have the same father. So it's just because the Lord chose it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? We all, at the end of the day, it's an after shit. When Abraham is on the scene, it's not even like it was in Adam's time. You understand that? Why is it not the same as it was in Adam's time?
What's going on with
In
Abraham?
Abraham's time, why is it not the same as it was in Adam's time? Anybody know? Nobody knows?
Repeat the question again. Seriously, repeat the question again.
Okay, we was talking about how in
Right.
Adam's time, he knew not to get with any other
Right.
nation of people.
Right.
Right? So in Abraham's time,
Mm-hmm.
why is it not the same?
That's a good question. Because I figured he knows the law. You even
I
said
got
he
you.
knew
He
it was
knew the
wrong.
law.
So what made
So
it
did
different?
Adam.
So okay, what made it different? Made it different.
Come on, scholars, help her out. Nobody knows.
It's a lot, sir. It was because Adam would have, I guess, been like in rulership at that time.
Say
So
it
you
again?
know your history, man.
Adam was in rulership?
I'm just saying, like, what I'm saying that why is it different? It's not different in terms of the law or nothing. I'm saying why is it different if you can understand Abraham in Abraham's time and in Adam's time, it's a difference.
It was more.
We was just talking about the sons of God in Genesis. Abraham was in Genesis too, but in Adam's time, we're talking about the sons of God, meaning who?
His descendants.
Who's descendant?
Adam and all his descendants.
Okay. So why is it different in Abraham's time?
It's like, sir, because Abraham didn't really have any descendants. It's not that time.
Good.
Is it because the Most High wasn't dealing with us like he did with Adam?
We didn't have
was
enough
it because
cousins?
was it because there were more other.
In Abraham's time, everybody is Adam's descendant.
So what's the difference? Hold on, let me read this again.
Okay. In other words, everybody before Abraham, everybody didn't come from Adam that was on the earth, contrary to Christian doctrine and teaching. There were other people, right? They didn't come from Adam. But in Abraham's time, everybody is Adam's descendants. Why?
Also, like, because it was a flood. That everybody was killed and everybody got repopulated with Adam's descendants.
We know it.
Right.
So everybody is Adam's descendants now, right? So now there comes another separation. There's going to come another, right? So
Isn't Noah after Abraham?
Most High prayer.
Isn't Noah after Abraham?
No.
Wait.
No, but here my point, I'm just saying this, like don't this is not doctrine. I'm telling you, like what Abraham is dealing with is different than what Adam was dealing with. What Adam was dealing with was, nigga, I don't mess with nobody else. This, that, and the third. Y'all don't mess with nobody else. The sons of the Most High, the sons of the Most High were those that come from Adam. Now everybody comes from Adam. So now there's coming another separation. It's going to be not Ishmael, but Isaac. Not Esau, but Jacob. Because everybody, we all come from, I'm Esau's twin brother. Ishmael and Isaac are brothers. So if that's the case, then who do I marry? I'm marrying what? Wait, give me it real quick. Give me Tobit chapter 4, verse 12. Because this is like what we all know. This is what Adam knew. This is what everybody knew. Right? Give me Tobit 4 and 12 in your pocket.
So before you get it, so as far as the law, like you said.
1 second. Go ahead, brother.
This is Tobit, chapter 4, verse 11. For alms is a good gift, unto all that give it in the sight of the Most High. Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers,
Mhm.
and take not a strange woman to wife.
Right. So take chiefly a woman of thy fathers. Right. Like this is what everybody understood. Like you're gonna take a sister. You know what I'm saying? That's what Adam got. He got a rib. He got somebody flesh of his flesh, bone of his bone. He got somebody from his family. Right? Well, basically, I'm not saying this is but Shem, Ham, and Japheth, they's all brothers from the same father, from the same mother. Right? So in the short time, whatever, it might have been like, Abraham was like, no big deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and live with this woman, but the Lord decided to make a difference. The Lord decided to say, nah, even though this is the only one you got, I'm gonna give you one out of 100-year-old womb.
Mm.
Sound rough. I'm gonna give you one of these to choose it, right? Because I don't want that one. You know what I'm saying? They came from the same mother and the same father. That Hagar and Abraham came from the same mother and the same father. Right? Get that door for me out. You got to sit on this side. Sit on. Sit right here for me, man.
Move down one.
You like you about to hurt somebody.
What they say, don't wake up a sleeping bear.
Jeez. All right. So yeah.
So pretty much for me to say how I understand now is that although like you said it was different, like you said, everyone was descendants of Adam during his time. And Abraham,
It's not doctrine. What I'm telling you is that what Abraham had to deal with was different than what we're reading about in Genesis in terms of Adam knew. Like if it ain't from here, he taught his son the same thing, just like Tobit is teaching his son. Chiefly take one of the daughters from thy father, right? And so in Abraham's time, like I'm saying, not sure the Lord didn't separate. The Lord separated. He told Abraham that he would be the father of what?
Israel. No, he would be the father of many nations.
Of many nations. But before that, it wasn't many. But he would be like, it was just like Abraham dealt with his woman. She was doing a good thing. She was doing a good deed in terms of, I want your seed to carry on. Your child comes from the father. So she's like, okay, listen, I can't have children. The Lord is not allowing me to have children. So here, this is what I can do. I can't make another woman get with you. But this, my handmaid right here, I can make her do it. So here's a chance that you can have a son by her. Go ahead, you can have her. And so that was the thing. Abraham got with her. The Lord separated Ishmael, said, nah, not her. Of Isaac shall thy seed be called. Now this is where we're going to get to what we're calling it. Isaac shall thy seed be called. So through Isaac, this is who are going to be your children. Isaac had Esau and Jacob, not Esau, but Jacob. Even though Esau and Jacob are twins and they come from the same mama and the same daddy, they're two different nations. Just like Ishmael and Isaac are two different nations.
What I find interesting is that.
But they come from the same.
Right.
Okay.
But what I find interesting is that I believe they said Abraham loved Ishmael. I think loved Ishmael, right?
No, that's Isaac and Esau. Isaac loved Esau.
Right.
So Abraham didn't love you? He didn't break his heart to send his son away? It's
Okay.
Abraham.
You're getting off topic, but yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it did.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So it's just pretty much like you said. It's the law is pretty much up until now, but even in the beginning, the Most High tells us who to marry and who not to
That's
marry.
it.
That's what it comes
That's
down
all
to.
it comes down to. Like who this is your brother and sister, but you can't marry this. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you my sister. It's lawful for me to marry you, but the sister that my mother had with my father, not lawful for me to do that. The Lord says who we can and who we cannot marry. You understand? You married to her, I can't marry you. Whatever the case may be. This is how the Lord set it up. So in that case, from what I understand in the law, I don't think Abraham really.
Wanted to marry Hagar?
No, I don't think he really did nothing that was out the ordinary. Like who could you determine during Abraham's time? This was my whole point of bringing it up.
Mm-hmm.
Who could I determine in that time was who I could marry and who I couldn't marry? We all come from Adam.
Right.
Okay, well, what if she didn't propose Hagar? What he would have done? Just sat there and waited out? Well, he's a man. He would have listened.
I mean, yeah, we need. No, she was just saying like he didn't have another wife, and she was just like, "Look, I haven't been able to have kids." Abraham obviously wasn't looking for another wife. Y'all read about Sarah, didn't you?
Okay.
Give it to me then, real quick. Matter of fact, I'll give it to the shop.
Well,
Nowadays,
nowadays, I don't think it really matters. You can have a lot of. I don't think it
Read
matters.
read that scripture in there. You got it.
All right. So where we at? Where we at? Sarah. Okay. All right. This is what. Hey, could you pass me that phone down there, brother? So, topic with where we talking about Sarah? Where you at? All right. So, what Officer Royale was saying was, like in Abraham time, you know what I mean? There was no separation yet. So, the Most High, didn't say, everybody was from Noah. So basically, the Most High, like you were saying, Abraham didn't really do nothing wrong. Like he just did. He was trying to fulfill what he knew the Most High wanted him to do. The Most High said he was going to have, make nations out of his seed. So if his wife can't have, no, she can't have an offspring, and she give him, the handmaid, but there was no separation yet. So I'm not sure what he wanted to bring out with Sarah.
Yeah, he said he wasn't interested in another wife. I guess he was trying to say she was that bad.
Well, I mean, like just
much.
because you can have another wife don't mean you need to have, you know what I mean?
That part I understand.
Right.
So, because you're insinuating that as long as you the baddest, don't worry about your man getting another wife. Because I think even now today,
Get the door, bro.
because I think even now today, even if he had a bad wife, that still won't. I mean, remember everyone is different. Adam chose not to. That don't mean another man will. He could have a wife like Sarah, and he could still want another one. You know what I mean?
Salaki. I don't think that's what the point was. Like no, it's not. I don't think it had nothing to do with her how bad she was. It was just Abraham didn't care to have another one. Really.
That I agree, but then he said, "Let's go to Sarah." To me, it was like he was implying because it was her.
Salaki, what I mean.
No, serious. That's what he was implying.
Okay, I went to Sarah for the fact that we read the scripture, right? It was in Timothy.
Totally.
Y'all didn't go to the scripture?
Nah.
Okay, I need a scripture about Sarah.
I got
Go ahead.
I got Genesis chapter 17.
In Peter or
Oh,
Timothy.
okay, I know which one you're talking about. I have it, sir. First Peter chapter 3 and 6.
My point was that Abraham, he Sarah was enough for him. They was like 100 before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He had another. Right?
I got it, sir.
Sisters in America and Jamaica and Puerto Rico need to learn something from this sister, which is what Peter was trying to say right here. Right? Like I hear so many sisters talking about like, can you go without having another one? If you wasn't such a monster,
That's
then
right.
maybe I could. But I don't know who can find a Ruby.
Right.
Where is she at? Sarah? That's the only example we got in life. Why don't you be an example? Why don't you step up and be like Sarah did? So read about Sarah, because this is the only one we got. So we got her.
First Peter chapter 3 and verse 5. For after this manner in the old time the holy women also, who trusted in God, adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord.
Right. Like this is like it's a woman is hard pressed to call her man Lord in 2019.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard. They'll do it on social media.
Right.
They'll do it like my Ottawa, my Lord,
My king.
But you don't do that at the house.
Right.
Stop praying. You don't do that. And you refuse to do it. You know why? Because they're not like Sarah. You know what I'm saying? Read it from the top one more time.
Come. For after this manner in the old time the holy woman.
The what?
The holy woman. Women.
Yeah.
Also.
When it was the E, you gotta say women. Woman is with the A. Yeah, that's one.
God.
The holy what?
Women.
Right. These women who were set apart. Right? We got sisters in the UPK today, you know, big up to y'all. You understand? Yeah, right. That's only the women who are like Sarah. And listen, you got time to grow. I mean, listen, we ain't nobody expecting nothing yesterday. You know what I mean? But these holy women, these women that are set apart, who are separate from every other loudmouth yamp on the face of the planet.
Right.
They what?
Also, who trusted in God, adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands.
Listen, they trusted in the Most High. You got all these women claiming they won West. Yeah, I'm good with this, that, and the third. I got a problem with this though. I got a problem with that. I got a problem with this and that and the third. They don't trust the Most High.
Right.
You understand? They still are stuck, and it's not your fault. We blame the white man.
That's right.
But they are still stuck on expecting something out of a man. When the scripture is telling you that a holy woman, she trusts the Most High. It doesn't matter. Don't come to me talking about, well, what if my husband do this? What if he do that? Who gives a damn? Why don't you just do what the Most High told you to do, since you so holy and righteous and one West? Why don't you just do that? Who cares how wicked he is? Just you be righteous. That's what a woman who's separate, who's holy does. She don't give a damn about her husband or her children or her girlfriend or her mama or no fuck body. Excuse my language. Nobody care. This is what Sarah was about. And who can find her in 2019? Where the hell is she at? I'm going to have to hear about some damn body. I'm going to have to hear about something. I'm going to have to hear about my text messages in my phone. I'm going to have to hear about my damn social media. Something. because that's what she cared about. She trusts in everybody and everything else besides the Most High. One more time.
Con. For after this manner, in the old time, the holy woman also who trusted in God adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands.
Right, adorn themselves. Like this, sister, do you know what that means? Adorn. I'm not to put you on the spot. So.
No.
You know what adorn means?
I think to put something on, to put on.
True, but more specific.
Adorn.
Adorn.
Like to dote on.
I don't know
Wait,
what
what it says again? Let me look at it. Maybe.
Adorn.
Who's adorning? Wait.
Somebody give you. Y'all gotta be ahead of that. Y'all gotta be ahead of. Where's the definition?
Actually, if you
Wait, what
it's
was it
basically-
again?
I want the definition.
But if you go first,
Adorn themselves. Adorn. I heard that word so many times. Okay, something to do with fond of, favor of, right?
In favor
Put
of.
on, adorn themselves.
Sorry, sir.
Mhm.
I got it. Adorn in the Merriam-Webster's dictionary. To enhance the appearance of, especially with beautiful objects.
See that? Oh, that was the same thing what you just said?
Put something on. Yeah. This is the second time you
I
done
love
this to me.
sisters,
If
boy.
I
They
put
are
jewelry
hilarious.
on, of course I'm enhancing my look.
No, that's
If I
not
put on lip
of course,
gloss,
putting on anything. So you just put on them rollers in your hair. You just put on.
I have no rollers in my head.
I'm just saying. Listen, that's not what that means. Listen, I tell mine, don't do that to me.
Okay, can you
Please don't do that to me.
Can you
do that when during your flower. Do that then.
Can you
You know what I'm saying? Do that then. If you're gonna adorn yourself, it should be something that enhances. Your rollers are something that you can put on. And it does not enhance a damn thing.
I didn't say roller. I said jewelry.
I know, but you said no. That's not what you said. You said something that you can put on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's so. It's all right. Hold it for. I got you. Now, everybody heard what you said. This is good. You did not say anything about anything enhancing, which is why I gave you the chance. I was like, yeah, you on it, but not. The important thing is read it one more time. Read the definition one more time.
To enhance the appearance of, especially with beautiful objects.
Right. Not just putting something on. Like a woman can put something on. What is something she put on that you don't like?
I know.
I'm asking the brothers.
She can put on, I don't know, like, they put on like that face mask.
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
Okay, wait a minute.
Don't like that.
See, look, y'all
I'm
don't
talking
appreciate
about
what we do.
clothes though.
See, y'all
Give me
not
something that she could put on just
Now
to
you're
prove
making
what
fun.
the sister is saying.
Grandma nightgown?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, there you go.
That.
I don't wear no grandma
Hey.
nightgown. I can tell you
Them
that.
GPs. I'm saying
I don't wear no grandma nightgown.
Turn
We already know what you
Turn
reflecting. We already know.
To who?
The no. What's the GPs?
I know.
All right.
I know. We all know.
Great pajamas? That's what it
See, she don't know because she talking about putting something on. I'm talking about adorning. It's a difference.
means.
Them GPs, man. I want them GPs.
It's a man thing.
It sounds like I'm saying it when I say GP. You should get that if you do.
Right.
But you just think it's putting something on. No, it's not putting something on.
Well,
It's
I was
something
there.
that enhances.
But that's what
The
we're supposed to
appearance,
do. We do things to enhance ourselves. You know that.
Okay, then let's go back to Peter then real quick. What did you say now? What did you just the last thing you just said?
We do things to enhance ourselves.
Read it one more time for me, y'all.
Con. 1 Peter 3:5. For after this manner, in the old time, the holy women
This is how holy women
also who trusted in God
who trust in the Most High,
adorned themselves,
this is how they enhance their appearance. Read.
being in subjection
That's beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Right.
That's a woman that is beautiful. Boy, she just enhanced her appearance. You can have GPs, rollers, all that. If you just be in subjection, if you just shut your mouth sometime, you just do what the hell I tell you to do, boy, that is a beautiful woman. This is what Sarah did. Read.
Being in subjection unto their own husbands, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham.
As she what?
Obeyed Abraham.
That is beautiful. That is adorning. That enhances your appearance a millionfold in the truth. We love that, man. I don't care.
That's
Listen,
right.
you can be big as a house. You can be small as a mouse. Listen, shut your mouth and obey. That is a beautiful thing, man. Read on.
Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are.
Whose daughters you are.
As long as ye do well.
There's a stipulation on this. As what?
As long as ye do well. And are not afraid with any amazement.
Right. Like you can't be afraid of what mama gonna say and what your girlfriend gonna say and what Cosmopolitan magazine is gonna say. You have to be a woman who is separate from all these whores, from all of these loudmouth yamps out here in the world. And if you can do that, you will be, man, listen, you've read Proverbs 31. Keep going on this one though.
Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge.
Okay, I need the adorning, that the adorning not be the outward. That's not it, but that's a good one though. That goes right with this one, and I'm looking for the other adorning one. But the adorning is something that enhances you. It enhances what you look like. You know what I'm saying? It's not talking about necessarily physically. Like you said, that's what women do. What do you think them long ass eyelashes is for? These women ain't got eyelashes for nothing. They ain't got no hair, but they got all the weave and all the fake eyelashes they can get their hands on. They got all the makeup. They got injections and all of these things to adorn themselves, to enhance their appearance. When really, that's not doing anything. Still no man wants to be with them. Still they out here dyking. Still they got a baby daddy and this and that and the third. Why? Because they not like Sarah. And so Abraham was straight. Abraham was good with Sarah, man. Because who can find her? Like, who needs another one?
Right.
The other one is going to be a headache. Sarah was good to go.
Right.
First Peter chapter 3, verse 3.
Oh, it was right before where you started reading the Bible. Okay.
We started verse, I guess 1. Verse 1.
Is it necessary? You can get it. Do it.
Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of wives.
Right. So you women, be in subjection unto your husbands, because some sisters might have a husband that's not in the truth. Right? And if you are a righteous woman, if you're like Sarah, your husband might be won because of how wonderful and how perfect and how beautiful and how much that adorning that you got is doing for you. Right? Go ahead.
While they behold your chaste conversation.
Right. All he doing is seeing how you talk to him. You obedient and you talk to him like you got some damn sense. That's enough to save a black man's life by having a woman that's in the truth. If you was like Sarah, you could save a nigga's life, and not teaching him, not trying to usurp authority over him, but by just what? Him observing what?
The conversation of the wives.
Observing what?
Your chaste conversation.
Right, that's important. I don't know what chaste means, but that's your chaste conversation, meaning that you are not a loudmouth. You're not somebody who's trying to usurp authority over him. You're like Sarah, who obeys her husband, who is in subjection unto her husband, just like the Most High prescribed. Read.
Coupled with fear.
Coupled with what?
With fear.
Fear of what? Not you. Ask the
The
sister.
Most High?
Give her a hand. Goddamn right. It's not him. You're not supposed to be afraid of him. But you should fear the Most High. That's who you should fear. Don't be afraid of him. Fear what the Most High is going to do if you don't even got to chase conversation. If you don't know how to obey and shut your mouth. If you don't know how to do that, fear the Most High. Because it's coming. You're going to live the rest of your life by yourself. You understand? You ought to fear. You know what I'm saying? Coupled with fear. Read on.
Whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning.
Let we read that again.
Whose adorning, let it not be.
Let it what?
Let it not be that outward adorning.
Who cares about your eyelashes
Right.
and your weave? You understand? I couldn't care about the GPs if your adorning was what it's supposed to be. Let it not be. Let it not be. What?
That outward adorning.
That outward, which means what?
Outside of purity.
Okay. Go ahead.
Still love it.
What you put on.
Yeah, to bring it all the way home, what the brother said is absolutely right. What you put on.
What's a GP?
Read on.
Of plaiting the hair.
Of what?
Plaiting the hair.
It's not what your hair looks like, sis.
That's right.
Your hair can be shorter than a minute. It ain't that. Read.
And of wearing of gold.
It's not about your necklaces and your chains and what your jewelry. What you say? How you said the jewelry? Not of that. Read.
Or of putting on of apparel.
Of putting on of what?
Of apparel.
It don't matter what you wear.
That's right.
Doesn't matter what you put on. Read.
But let it be the hidden man of the heart.
What is that? What is the hidden man of the heart?
The spirit?
It's that what I can't see. I can't see the spirit. I can't see the Most High is a spirit. Can't see him. Can't see that vibe that you got. It's going to show in you, but I mean, you can't see. That's not something that you can put on. That's not the adorning that it's talking about. But that hidden man, I do see it. It's just not physical. It's the fact that, like Sarah obeyed her husband, like Sarah didn't had a chase conversation. That has nothing to do with the plaiting of your hair and the jewelry you put on and the apparel that you wear. Nobody give a damn about that. They really don't. That's why, listen, look at all these whores out here walking around with long eyelashes and long flowing weave and big rumps and whatever else the nicest clothes they can get, and don't nobody want them.
That's right.
Oh, you mean as far as keep them?
It's a lot.
Because they're getting attention.
Please help her out.
No.
Please help her out. No. What holds the point?
It's a lot good. It's not. I mean, they can't keep them now.
That's what I meant.
No. Let me help both of y'all out here. They can't keep them. I said that they don't want them.
Right.
What I mean is somebody wanting to take you home is not them wanting you.
Right.
You understand that?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So when I say they don't want them, because you GTD, I'll give you another one. Everybody know what time you saying.
Stop with the acronyms.
It's all right. I'm on live. I'm not going to do that. Everybody else know what GTD is. Because he GTD don't mean he wants you.
That's right.
That's an acronym you put at the end of her name so you know I'm good.
Good to go.
No, it's not that.
Wait.
You don't know GTD?
No, I said that's GTD. I mean GTG.
Yeah, it's GTD. It's all right. You'll get to the GTs and the GTDs later. Everybody who don't know. But the point is that doesn't mean that he wants you. Right? All that hair, All them eyelashes does not mean that a man wants you.
Right.
You know what a man wants?
I know.
What does a man want?
Man want some biscuits.
Some what?
Some biscuits.
Yeah,
And the real biscuits,
Biscuits.
Right.
flour to
I know
water
what biscuit
ratio
is.
biscuits.
Not no
Right.
bread.
I like some what they call it, the yeast rolls. I want some yeast rolls, some pot roast, some
Right.
some quietness, some peace.
What?
Can I get
Man.
that? That's what a man and that's what Abraham had in Sarah. That's why it's talking about her right here in what we read. Keep reading.
But let it be the hidden man of the heart, and that which is not corruptible.
Right. It with that which is not corruptible. You know what that means? Anybody know what that means? Not officers.
Not spoiled.
True, but in the case of this, not corruptible. Like in other words, it's saying that your appearance or your apparel is not corruptible.
Oh yeah, like no one sees.
No. Does anybody know what it means that it says? Read that part one more time. Maybe we should get it.
But let it be the hidden man of the heart, and that which is not corruptible.
Reading this. Let it be the inward. It says, don't let your adorning be of the outward man, of the outward appearance, right? But let it be the inward man, the hidden part of the inward man, of that which is not corruptible. What does that mean?
Okay, so you again bring out what's hidden inside.
Mhm.
That is not corruptible.
It's saying, let it be that what's
not corruptible, meaning that you are what you say you are, right? You're not. You don't show off your something and then only for you not to be that. Like it's sincere.
what is incorruptible.
Incorruptible is. I know.
Yeah, because you
I can't put it in words though.
Okay, no
Incorruptible is
I have-
something that
don't worry about
is
it.
something that is tainted, something that is wrong, as opposed to what it should be. You just twist it.
You on it. You for sure on it.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I'm saying. So,
Okay, so it's saying don't let your adorning, don't let the thing that makes you look better be what is outward. Let it be what's inward, because what's inward is not corruptible.
right. That's what. Yeah, that's
So
why.
what? So here's the point. What's corruptible about the outward? I'll help you out with that way.
Oh, if that's not inward, just like you
What's
said, the left.
corruptible about the outward? It's all right. You might want to. Okay, I'll give you what corruptible means. That it can decay. It can deteriorate. Somebody give me corruptible or incorruptible, whichever one.
I got incorruptible.
The inward man, the inward woman is not corruptible, but the outward woman is.
Right.
She get old.
She's going to get old. She's going to sag. She's going to wrinkle. She is going to get fat. She is going to do all of these things. It's corruptible. When I first met you, girl, you was 135 pounds.
Right.
Now you're 235. And I
You're wrong.
No. You know what's wrong? You know what's wrong? Is that your inward man is wrong.
Right.
The outward is not the problem, because I don't care if she got the 335. If she was what this is talking about, every man, just like Abraham, would love her.
That's right.
He wouldn't have no need of spoil. That's in Proverbs 31.
Right.
You understand? So here's the point. Let it be of the inward man. That's not corruptible. That sweet, wonderful, obedient woman that I had from day one when she was 135, she's still that at 235, because the inward never got deteriorated. Give me corruptible. Go ahead.
Corruptible. To change from good to bad in morals, manners, or actions.
Come on now. That's what this is talking about. The corruptible is, it cannot be changed from good to bad. It's going to be that, because that's what you were saying before. That's what she really is. She's really wonderful. She's really great. But it ain't her bust line. And it ain't her, you know what I'm saying? It's not that. Because that's not going to be great. It can turn from good to bad real quick.
Yeah.
Do you have to put all so much emphasis on that part?
Absolutely.
That's
Okay.
right.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Okay, that's what it's talking about. You're not no, slow your roll. You're not understanding the scripture. Somebody read it one more time. No. The scripture. She's not getting the scripture.
Salakia, so I
No,
Verse 3.
that's all right. 1 second.
Whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning.
This is why it's such a big deal on it. Because it's talking about what?
That outward adorning.
The what?
Outward adorning.
So that's why I'm talking about the bus line. You understand? Now, don't you? It's really simple. It's not something that should bother you. Because if you're like Sarah, the inward man, it won't matter. That hurts a woman in the world because she don't never want to lose her figure.
Right.
She don't never want. She want to Botox and everything and lift everything because she thinks that's what makes her beautiful.
Right.
When what we're reading about is something totally different. Read it again.
Whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning.
That's not what we want. That's not what the Most High wants. These booty poop niggas in the world, they might want that. And they, like you said, I told you before, they don't want you. They just trying to get it for the night. They trying to GTD.
That's right.
And that's it. Read.
Of plaiting the hair and of wearing of gold
Mm-hmm.
or of putting on of apparel.
Mm-hmm.
But let it be the hidden man of the heart.
That's what a sister who is holy, who is set apart, who is like Sarah, whose daughters ye are, if you continue, you understand, in holiness. That's what it's talking about. If that's what if you're trying to be that, then don't let it be the outward. Who cares about that?
That's right.
You wear all the rollers you want, sis. You eat up. Get big as you want to.
I don't.
You understand?
Like
Hey, at the end of the day, if you got that inward man, listen. I guarantee you. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, she gets the inward part. She can have the GPS too.
She get all that.
Mhm.
She get the GPs, nigga, all that. Rollers.
You know, if we gonna speak in
Nah,
conflict.
you gotta wait. You gotta wait. Read on.
Even the ornament in that which is not corruptible. Even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit.
What is the ornament? Anybody?
Accessories.
Something you put on. So jewelry.
You just went all the way over to where she was at. Something you put on, huh?
That's
No, that is incorrect. What you got? What you got,
I
sis?
said accessories.
What's the ornament? Accessories? Look it up for me. You got a dictionary yet? Not yet. You got ornament?
Loading it up, but when it's loading, I'm gonna say a decoration, something.
That's better. That's better. A decoration, accessory. I'll take either one. Give me what it actually says.
Ornament. Something that lends grace or beauty. A manner or quality that adorns.
There you go. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted somebody to say. Don't know. But accessories is you make it so it's alright. You don't it's alright. You making it so light. Like, okay, accessory is not necessarily making it better. Like this, the whole point of adorning and ornament is it makes it better. It makes it enhances it.
Right.
But that's an accessory to you. You think them accessories look good on you? What is that? What is that? An elephant?
Yep.
Some accessories do not adorn.
Why are you thinking?
So I'm just being
Okay,
funny.
okay. I'm cool though. I'm cool.
I'm being funny in
I'm
general.
cool. I'm cool.
Some accessories do not adorn.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Some accessories are not ornaments.
Mine's gonna make fun of my rep too.
Nah, I'm playing. Listen. I'm just trying to get you to understand the difference. You understand the difference, right?
Okay, can you give me an example of the ornament? Give me obviously it's not an accessory, so can you give me an
An
example?
ornament is something that it's fine. Like you're right. Your elephant earrings, like to me, okay, let me give it to you like this. If you had an ankh on, you know what an ankh is?
Fine, sir.
And they wear it on a chain.
Right.
That would be
An accessory? No, an ornament.
it's an ornament. Not to me. It's relative, in other words. In other words, sis, your eyelashes and your weave might be something that is an adornment to some really poop Christian in the world. But to the Most High, it means nothing. Read it one more time.
But let it be.
Nope, before that. Who's
Whose
adorning?
adorning, let it not be the outward adorning of plaiting the hair.
You understand? It's relative. Yeah. To some people, that would be an accessory or an adornment, right? Because you think it makes you look better, right? To me, or better yet, to the Most High, that's not it, right? If you was wearing an ankh right now, sis, that would not be an adornment. That would not be an ornament to me. I'd be like, ugh. What they say, the plaiting of the hair, right?
Right.
You know, some sisters got the dreads, right? Ugh. I lie to you not. That is the most disgusting thing in the world to me.
Me too.
I can't take it. Like I automatically think that she is the dirtiest person on the face of the planet. I just do. But to other people, some Rasta who's high as hell, he'd be like, that is an adornment. That is an ornament. Goddess. She looks wonderful.
That's a good thing.
So that's why I say an accessory and an adornment, those are two different things. Like you can accessorize, you got earrings on, you got this, that, and the third, you got your hair plaited, is different. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I was trying to get you to understand that what an adornment is, or an ornament is something different. It's something that makes you look good to whoever's looking. The white man say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right?
Right.
You might look beautiful with your breast hanging out and this, that, and the third. To me, it looks disgusting. It does. It's not. It doesn't make you look better, even though they are 38 quadruple D.
So look at that. Look at that.
What?
Hey, I mean, they beautiful.
Wait. That does what that means.
See, this is what I was talking about. I understood everything. This is what I was talking about. When you're talking about we got 235. Obviously, you don't like a woman that's 235 if she look smaller than before.
You're missing the point. The point is this, that it wouldn't matter. Listen, you know what? If a woman is 235 with a loud mouth, she is ugly.
Right.
If a woman is 235 and knows how to obey her husband and be in subjection, she's gorgeous.
That's right.
That's the point. That's what you're missing. Yes, to us in the world, like I said, I was just talking about Christmas earlier, right? In the world, who doesn't want a present? Who doesn't want a gift?
Right.
To me, Christmas time is a horrible time.
Right.
My children, my babies know it.
That's right.
They know it about, my daughter is 2 years old, 3 years old, maybe. I don't know how old she is. She's watching her early morning cartoons. Daddy, they got Christmas on. They got Christmas on. She don't even want to watch it. She just watch YouTube. They switch out different things.
Most High Christ.
She don't want to watch that shit.
Yeah.
She ain't never celebrated a Christmas in her life. The next to the youngest one, the baby, the 2-3-year-old one. I said,
Oh, her.
Yeah.
One that looks like
it's Christmas. I don't know how she got it so tough, but listen, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? To her, it's not beautiful. It's
That's
not
right.
wonderful.
Right.
She don't want to see snow bells and jingling and sleighs and
Right.
all of that. She don't care nothing about that. Whereas to me, I'm 40 years old next week. I look at it like, I used to like that time of year.
Yeah.
I did used to like that. I can't help it. See, that's just, that. What you're not separating. You're wonderful. You're holy. That's good. You stay that way. Me, I know where the hell I came from. I still have to separate myself, my flesh, and my spirit. If you could, real quick, we'll end it with that because I know we're coming up on the end. Give me
In Romans,
I believe it's in Romans with
he said,
Paul saying, huh?
he said, how he's fighting with the spirit and the flesh, how he does what he,
Yeah, that.
Okay.
It's like Romans 7 or 7, Romans 7. I believe it is.
What I would, my flesh.
That, what I would. That
right.
Okay. Have you ever read this?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Did you understand it?
Yes, I understand.
So that's what we're talking about with the 235 and the 135. So you shouldn't be over there getting all attitude and roll necky and all of that where you like, I don't get it because y'all, listen, here's the point. The point is this, that we have to separate ourselves as men and sisters. You have to separate yourself. I understand. There's certain things that you want to do. There's certain things that you like. There's certain things that you don't like. But what we do, which is the whole point of this lesson, is show ourselves to or point ourselves into the way that the Most High wants and forget what we want. That's what we was just reading about Sarah. That's why Abraham was good with her. He was good with her because, listen, she feared the Most High. She didn't care about nothing else. She wasn't trying to jam Abraham up. She gave him that handmaid because this was a righteous man, and she thought that it should be another that his seed should carry on. Well, she knew that it was supposed to carry on. You know what I'm saying? She just didn't know how. She was 100 years old, and in all these 100 years, I couldn't have a kid. The Lord did say that you was gonna be the father of many nations, but you can't. You ain't had one yet. So here, I'm gonna do this. Yes, it's a ton of different reasons. Like we said last week, you always get me in these situations, but
What situation?
it's all right.
Romans chapter 7, verse 15. I can have it. For that which I do, I allow not.
Is it you said it's the should have 13? Somebody
I mean, I
said
should
that?
start at 14.
Okay, good.
Verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal.
There. That's what we need. Please.
I did get what you were saying.
Oh,
I just got sidetracked in the flesh when you said, "Oh, you used to be 135, you went to 235." I got emotional. He went,
Exactly.
That's all I was saying.
I know.
It's not that I didn't get it.
That's real that you said that though, that you got
all.
emotional, because that's what I got from what you were saying is that, listen, how are you missing the point on what we're talking about? And that, yes, in the world, in the flesh, I cared about it being 135 because that was the outward, right? Who cares when you come into the truth? I don't care what, listen, we used to say that, listen, when I was a trooper in the school years ago, I won't tell you how long ago that was. Me and, I'll go down the list, man. Captain Azana Yah, Captain Makad, Captain Mawquad. We used to all be troopers in the school, sitting in the phone class. And before the class would start, we'd be on there just talking, just, being brothers. When some sisters gonna come in here? When some sisters will come in this school? Then after a little while, it'd be a couple sisters come in, but we was on the phone. It wasn't how y'all got it now. Y'all got the internet. We live streaming right now. We didn't have that. We had the phone class. We'd be in there. We used to get to talk about a sister that was in it. See, that sister came in class the other day. She ain't missed the class in like 3 weeks. Yeah, she in there. Da-da-da-da-da. Somebody said maybe it was me. I know it wasn't me, but maybe it was me. What if she ugly or something? Because all we doing is hearing her. Salaki, you know what I'm saying?
Sound good.
Sound good. And I remember saying it like, I don't care if she's 300 pounds. She in this sucker every week.
That's right.
Sign me up.
Nobody can see her.
Who cares?
Right.
She's in the truth.
Right.
I couldn't care less. I was in there. You could have signed me up then. We used to say that. We used to just laugh and joke and talk about it all the time. You know what I'm saying?
She had that hidden message.
Exactly. Couldn't see her.
Mm-hmm.
It was hidden. Where the hell is she? I don't know. Never seen her. But she's here every week. She makes class. She got 1,000,001 questions. Oh my goodness. How do I get down with that? That's how it is. Like nobody cares when you come to the truth.
Right.
And I meant that when I said it. You know what I'm saying? I'm 155 pounds soaking wet and I added like 18 pounds. 300 pounds is just right if she's in the truth. You understand? So that's that. What was he reading?
Since for we know that the law is spiritual.
We know what?
That the law is spiritual, but I am carnal.
Right. The law is spiritual. Meaning what? What the Lord wants us to do is not something that my flesh adheres to. I like Christmas presents. Oh, candy in a pumpkin jar? Sounds great to me. A box shaped like a heart with a whole bunch of chocolate in it? What you mean you worship me all day? It's my day, my birthday? Sounds good to me. Read that part again.
For we know that the law is spiritual.
The Lord says you can't celebrate your Christmas and your birthdays and your whatever else. We know that the law is spiritual, meaning it goes off what the Most High, the Spirit, wants.
That's right.
Read.
But I am carnal.
I'm not the Spirit. I'm a man. I'm a human being with flesh and blood and what they call appendages and all of that.
Right.
I got problems. Read.
Sold under sin.
And I gave myself up for Christmas. I like Christmas. I'm very carnal. I care what my woman thinks. I care what my mama thinks. And I was sold under sin, meaning I don't have nobody who's enforcing the law on me. I gave it up to follow something else. Read on.
For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not.
Right. Read that part.
For that which I do, I allow not.
What does that mean? That which I do
Is something if it was up to him, he wouldn't be doing. Like what he's doing right now, he's in the spirit, but his flesh wouldn't have been doing.
Opposite.
He said, "That which I do,
opposite.
I do." Wait,
Opposite.
we talked about this before. That which I do, I do not.
I allow not. Okay, so that what you do is what you are doing as a man, as a person. I'm doing this. I'm getting with this white woman.
Oh, okay, I get it. That which I do,
I'm smoking
I
this
allow
weed.
not. Okay.
I'm celebrating Christmas.
Right.
That which I do, because I know the law,
I do not.
I allow it. I think that it's wrong. I know I'm wrong for getting with this white woman, but ain't nobody looking. So that which I do, I allow not. Read.
For what I would, that do I not.
For what I
would, that do I not.
Right. For that what I would, I allow not. Right. So now it switched it on the other side. That which I would, meaning I would follow the law, but my body's not doing it. In other words, how you're understanding this is, guess which is the most powerful?
The flesh. I mean, yeah.
Where's that one? Somebody else give me the flesh is the spirit is willing.
But the flesh is weak.
Right? The flesh, yeah, but the flesh is strong though. That I understand. That's what the scripture says. That's why I pulled it. But the flesh is what I'm doing. I'm actually doing it. Meaning, most people, they're not doing what they should be doing. That what I do, I allow not. The things that I'm doing, I don't think that that's right. I wouldn't do that. Every criminal, every convict that gets locked up, you'd be like, that was stupid. I should have never did that. But you did it. And the last part is what?
For what I would, that do I not.
For that what I would, that do I not. The do is the flesh, what I'm doing. So that what I would, in my mind, I would pay my tithes. But nigga, you gotta get a dime bag, nigga. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta. This whore over here is only $20. That what I would, that I would, I do not. I'm not doing what I should be doing, but I'm doing something else that I know I shouldn't be doing. Go ahead.
But what I hate, that do I.
That I hate, that's what I actually do. I know it's wrong to be a homosexual. But here he is blowing rod in the back of the Christian church with a tambourine in the right hand and a rod in his left. That's what he's doing. Read that part again.
But what I hate, that do I.
I hate is what? What is it that he hates?
He hates something that is against the Most High.
Perfect. He hates what the Lord hates. He knows the law. But I still end up doing it, and I know it's wrong. I know I shouldn't be doing it. I hate that. But somehow, even though I hate it, I still do it. How does that happen? Listen, I know y'all know. Y'all ain't got to tell me about it. I know you know. Things that you hate, you still do it. Why?
The flesh.
Your flesh.
The
You're
flesh.
carnal as hell. And you're trying to fight. You're trying to get to the point to where you will be, like it said about in Romans, that those that are led by the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can be led, this is what this is. What the brother is reading is spirit and it's carnal. One is spirit, one is carnal. If you're doing what the spirit, what you wouldn't do and all that in your head, then you're a son of the Most High. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's you being led by the Spirit. Go ahead, read on. What else you got?
If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that it is good.
Break that down. Anybody who wants? Nobody? Don't be so quick.
Read again.
If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that it is good.
Right. So if he do if he do the thing that he would not, which is what the Most High wants him to do, then the law is good.
Okay, I'm a Christian now. Well, first of all, you gotta make it a little bit more clear. I think I got it, but I'm not sure. Say it one more time, break it down.
Okay.
You
So
gotta break it down.
right. So he's gonna do what he don't want to do, which is keep the law, statutes, and commandments, because his flesh is weak.
Okay,
So,
wait. He's gonna do what he don't want to do, which is
keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
what is keep the law state? Is that what he wants to do or what he doesn't want to do? That's what I'm saying. You break it down, you gotta make me understand.
So he's gonna do what the Most High. He's basically gonna do what the Most High wants him to do, and that's the thing that he's fighting. Like, he wants to do it, but his flesh is weak. So if he can do it, and like,
It's the opposite. Read it again.
Says, I'm reading 15.
No, from wherever the last one you just read.
If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that it is good.
So if I do, I
Flesh.
is the flesh. If I, the flesh, is doing what?
Which I would not,
Which I would not. The I in my spirit, in my mind. If I do in my flesh, that's what's doing it. My mind don't do shit. I mean, it's not doing that. It ain't putting the rod in that. You understand? My flesh is though. It is willing. You know what I'm saying? But if I do what?
that which I would not,
Which I normally wouldn't do because I know the law and I agree with the law. Go ahead.
I consent unto the law that it is good.
It's basically saying that I'm consenting to the law. Like I know that what I'm doing is wrong. I know I'm wrong. I'm doing what I would not. I wouldn't do this, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm consenting
Unto the law
in my mind. That's where your consent is done. You're doing is something different. But in my mind, even though I'm doing what I wouldn't do, in my mind, I know that the law is right. The law is right. I know it. But even still, I'm doing what I wouldn't do. I myself wouldn't do it. Not to mention the Lord don't want me to do it. But I even see that. So I consent that the law is right. Read.
Now then, it is no more I that do it.
Then it's not me then. Because the me is what?
The flesh.
It's my mind. That's the real me. Okay, go back to the top one more time. We're going to end it with this.
Verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. For that which I do, I allow not.
That which I do, I allow not. So there's an I that's doing, and there's an I that's not allowing it. What's the I that's not allowing it?
Spirit.
Your spirit, your mind. Your mind knows. This is like the parent. I don't allow it, but the kid is doing it anyway. The kid is an idiot. He's a fool. Your flesh is an idiot. Your rod is a fool. Read that part one more time.
For that which I do,
That which the kid is doing,
I allow not.
the parent, the mind, the spirit, it does not agree with that. It is not allowing that. It told you not to do that. No, nigga, no. Turn away from him. But baby. Damn kid. You're an idiot. You're a fool. We read that earlier. You know what I'm saying? That the fool despises instruction, despises wisdom. That's your flesh. He hates that. He wants to do what he wants to do all the time. No ifs, ands, or buts. Read.
For what I would, that do I not.
That which I would. Now it says this in this scripture. It took me a while too. You know what I'm saying? Nobody explained it to me like I'm explaining it to y'all. So hopefully y'all can get it a little bit faster. The doing is the flesh. So that which I would, that do I not. I'm not doing it. I'm not actually going and doing it. That what I would is in my mind. But I'm not doing what my mind is saying. I'm not doing what my mom or dad is saying, what the parent is saying. I'm doing what the hell I want to do.
Right.
Go ahead.
But what I hate, that do I.
But what I hate, that's what I'm doing. So the I that I hate is agreeing with the Most High. It's in tune with the law, statutes, and commandments. But my flesh ain't about that. It don't care nothing about that. Go ahead.
If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that it is good.
So if I do that which I would not, then I consent. What's the I consent?
That's the spirit.
That's the spirit,
Right.
right? Now the I consent. If I do, which is
The flesh.
what I would not,
My
Spirit.
then I consent
Spirit.
that the law is good. The Most High is right. I can see it in my mind and in my spirit.
Flesh.
I like the way shrimp tastes. It just tastes good to me. I don't know. I like the texture. That's the flesh. That's what I like. You know what I'm saying? The I doing. I'm going to eat that shrimp. You know what I'm saying? And until you can switch it off to kill that part of you, because it's another part of you. It's a part of you that's going to die. Your tongue and your rod is going to return unto the dust. But your spirit, your mind, it goes back to the Most High. And it agree with the Most High. You got to kill the other part and just deal with, be led by the spirit. That's what this whole thing is about. Go ahead.
For I know that in me, selected. Verse 17. Now then, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me.
Somebody break that down.
Okay. It's no longer I that do it, which is the spirit, but sin. What was that last part? That but sin.
You got to break it down better for me.
Read it.
Read it again for me.
Now then, it is no more I that do it, but
Now, this is where you got to stop it, right? There's certain part you want to make, you know what I'm saying, so that you can break down that piece instead of trying to break down too much at a time. All right? Read it again.
now then, it is no more I that do it,
Keep going a little bit more.
but sin that dwelleth in me.
Right. So it's no longer I that do it. He's saying, okay, the I this time is the I this time the flesh. It's no longer I that do it, but sinneth that dwell in me. So he's saying,
It's
okay,
hard
so
to break
he's
it down.
separating it. He's separating and saying, I'm doing it, but it's not me that's doing it, but the sin that dwelleth in me is with the flesh.
That's you on. Okay, right. Okay.
Okay. So of course, we was reading how he's the whole time it was him doing it, him being the flesh, and now his mind, is telling him like, okay, this is wrong. So now it's no longer him fleshly, like his flesh doing it, but now it's because his mind has been corrupted into wanting to sin.
You just confused the hell out of me. Let me break. Go ahead. They just confused the hell out of me when you did that.
Right, like the whole time, he's saying like that he's doing something that he doesn't want to do. So at this point, he's saying that what he's doing now, that's not his spirit that wants to do that anymore. He's saying that that's the sin. That's
There's a little bit closer. Okay, read it one more time. I'll break it down as we go, right?
Now then, it is no more I that do it.
Okay, so now, like I was explaining to y'all, the do is what?
The flesh.
Flesh.
Your flesh, right? So it's no longer I that do it. So what is he doing right here?
He's separating his spirit from his flesh.
Almost.
He's breaking the law.
He's separating himself from his flesh.
Come.
So when you say his spirit,
Come.
I can go with that, but I am my spirit. There's nothing else. I'm not my fucking flesh. Excuse my language. Sorry, baby. I'm not my rod. I'm not my tongue. I'm not my eyes. I'm not my feet. I'm not none of that. That's not me. Precept. Anybody? Quickly. Gotta be quick. Psalms 104. That's not me. All these other things that he's been reading right here is saying, if I do what I would not allow, they're both saying I. How can it be two I's? Because one of them ain't I, nigga. One of them's not me. Then you got a split personality disorder. Then you schizophrenic then. One of them's not me. But it happens anyway. So when he says that, y'all got it? 104, go ahead.
Book of Psalms, chapter 104 and 29. Thou hidest thy face, they are troubled. Thou takest away their breath, they die, and return to their dust.
Right. He takes away their breath, and they die and return to their dust. That's the what?
That's the flesh.
Thank you. I was hoping y'all give me the right answer. That's the flesh. That returns to dust. Read on.
Verse 30. Thou sendest forth thy spirit, they are created, and thou renewest the face of the earth.
That's me. That's the spirit. That's the separation between the carnal, the flesh, and the spirit. The I that would not, but the I that's doing is the spirit and the flesh. Well, that one that's doing it, it dies. It gets diabetes or AIDS or high blood pressure for whatever it's doing and dies. And then the me that wouldn't have done that in the first damn place goes back to the Most High, and then it come back. Eventually, I gotta kill that other eye, right? So, what we reading right here, go back to the other part. Right.
Says now, then it is no more I that do it.
So then now I'm separating myself from the I that's doing it. If I was doing it, then why don't you just kill them? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you just kill it then all the way? If that's not you, you should kill it and stop doing what it wants to do, what it likes. So then it's no longer I that's doing it. Because I agree with the law. I think that I shouldn't be doing that either. So then guess what? I'm not that anymore. I'm not going to tell you my name in the world. I'm not him anymore. That's not me. I separate myself totally from him and everything he liked and everything he want to do. I just got finished telling y'all, I like Christmas presents under the tree. That's not me. He's dead. I don't do what he want to do no more. I remember him though. He's a cool nigga too. He's cool just like I am cool right now. But that's not me. So then there's no longer I that's doing it, but what?
But sin that dwelleth in me.
What's the me? The sin that dwelleth in me. I'm my spirit. Me, I'm this. I'm not this. I'm not my tongue. I'm not my rod. I'm not my hand. That's not me. It's no longer me. This is me. This is how I am a son of the Most High. Because I'm led by this and not by my rod, not by my tongue, not by my eyes, not by anything else. Right? So, read that last verse one more time.
Now then it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me.
Right. So, in other words, what is the flesh in this? You be a bad motherfucker. I'm gonna give you the class from here on. I ain't gotta come out here to Fort Lauderdale no more. You can answer this question. What is the flesh in this? What he just read.
The body, the eyes, the tongue,
What he just read. You ain't read no eyes or tongue in there.
So can you read it again?
Yeah, y'all read it. Y'all got it right here.
Is the flesh the sin?
The flesh is the sin. Get that brother there.
That's what it
What? You said something? She do that all the time. I was saying that. No, the flesh is the sin. In other words, my rod likes big wagon white women. Not me. I think it's disgusting. Like, I don't have no control of what they say. It's got a brain of its own. You got two heads. Salakia. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is parental advisory. That's all I can tell you. You got two. I think with both of them. Well, that's what this is. This is what that's what this is saying, right? Like, in other words, one is against me. Like your flesh, it goes against you. What is you?
Spirit.
Most High in Christ. Give all yourselves a hand. There you go. You know what I'm saying? That's me. I'm not this. This right here ain't me. Look at it. It's horrible. It is disgusting and it is filthy. That's not me. The real me agrees with the laws of the Most High. That's why all of y'all are here right now. Because you agree that the Most High, the laws of the Most High is right and is good. And you fight against whatever else it took for you to get here today. You understand? You fight against the traffic and your slavery and your woman and your man and whatever else in order for you to get here today. Your wants, what you wanted to do besides coming and sitting in the damn library for 3 hours. You fought because that's not you. You like to shut the hell up and you gonna sit down. That's
Right.
how it is, man. I'm telling you. I done learned, man. It's horrible. It's rough. And I fight all the time and I will never slight it. Because that's how it is. Like, this is you. That's what Paul realized. That's what Paul is talking about. Like, I see that that's not me. It's no longer I that do it. In other words, Paul is saying, I'm never going to say that that's me. I'm not saying that no more. The me that like Christmas and weed, it ain't me. I know it's wrong to smoke weed. I know Christmas is horrible and a pagan holiday. That ain't me. Even though I like the lights. I do. Who don't like them lights on the tree, nigga? Who don't like? I'm just saying. Maybe it's just me. I got problems. It's a fight every year. I've been in the truth for forever. I was like, that shit ain't pretty. I ain't gonna lie. I do it every year. Because that ain't me. That nigga that thinks it's pretty, that's not me. Me, I be like, I'm disgusted. A woman with dreads, listen now, you can't say they ain't pretty. You can't say it. But you can say it in the street because they ain't you.
Did you see the sister that cut her dreads?
Mm-hmm.
The one in South Carolina?
Of course he knows.
She looked totally different
Mm-hmm.
with the short hair ever since she cut her hair. Totally.
She got to be one West because I don't like shirts. Like, I'm done. Hey, listen. Why you got me on live after all this, man? I can't be doing this. Go ahead, sis.
No, I was gonna say, I was, because I do twists,
Mm-hmm.
but someone told me that it looks like dreads. I said it's not dreads, it's twists. So he stared at it so hard. He said, like he couldn't get past that. It looks like dreads, even though he sees his twist. Because it looks like dreads, it turned him off. Like, what you want me to do? So my question is, because I do see, is it we're not supposed to have dreads, but I've seen women, they'll have like the fake ones. Is it still the same? Because they didn't lock their hair, they just put the.
Put the what?
Like they put fake dreads in their head.
What is a fake dread?
It's weave that looks like dreads.
the locks, sir.
Oh, you just want to look nasty.
I think what she's talking about is faux locks and specifics.
It's still foreign to me. Anyway, here's the thing. There's sisters that, they get like certain colors in their hair or whatever. The scripture says where there is no law, there is no sin. Right? So we should not be following the customs of other nations. Right? Like, for instance, there might be something that you might come up with. Let's say you stayed on the other side of the earth without internet or whatever. And there's a nation over here on the other side of the earth that's doing the exact same thing with their hair that you're doing with yours. That doesn't make what you're doing a sin. But you shouldn't be following them. So why is it that you have your hair like that? Like in other words, with the faux locks. The faux locks. You're trying to copy something else. And that to me in the spirit is wrong. I'm not the Most High and I'm not the judge. I'm just saying in my eyes, I'd be like, well, if it was my woman, I'd be like, that's disgusting. You look nasty. I don't want to touch you. I will not touch you till you take the faux locks out because it just looks. But if it was just something that she had came up with, you came up with your own hairstyle. It was something, boom, boom. There's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? It's not. That's what's wrong with dreadlocks anyway. You understand that why we don't do dreads in the ISUPK?
It's pretty much the worship of a god.
True.
I mean, that's the origin of it.
Okay.
Jeremiah 10:2.
Yeah, I mean, you were right. It is the origin. Like I guess I don't know, but I would guess that dreadlocks and the whole thing was for somebody deciding that they didn't want to cut their hair and whatever because they were worshiping their gods, right? I understand that, but in the day, it became a custom for people.
Right.
And so, like the brother just brought up Jeremiah 10, we don't follow the customs of other people. You know what I'm saying? So, we have our own custom in Israel, the vow of a Nazarite, where we don't cut our hair. We don't put a razor to our head or our beard or whatever. That's where I would think that they got it from. It's just that, like I said, the dreadlock thing is more you just dirty and their nasty hair or whatever. We got to put beeswax on it or whatever. I don't know. We don't follow them. So if somebody decided to do twist, you want to do twist to your hair, you're fine. If somebody wants to do faux locks, I would be skeptical. I said it right, faux locks. I would be skeptical because it seems like they're just trying to follow the dreadlock trend. But your twist that they claim to look like dreadlocks, mind your damn business. I twisted my hair up. You're good to go. Just don't follow me. Good.
Yes. What was the scripture on the?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. What was the scripture on the adorning?
We'll get that to you. Yeah, we done where we at?
This is a little bit more, sir.
Come on.
Oh. Says, for I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing.
Right. Yeah, I know that in me, meaning in my flesh, there is no good thing. Go ahead.
For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good, I find not.
Right. So that's how we know what the do is, right? Anybody understand that?
Okay.
What does it mean? Break it down.
That he's saying, for I know that in my flesh doeth no good thing. So he knows that anything that's not his spirit, what's his flesh, there's nothing that wants to follow the Most High about that.
Mm-hmm.
So for the good that I would do not, but the evil which I would not that I do.
You skipped something.
Yeah, he's going past.
Oh, for to will is present with me, but how?
That's what I'm talking about.
For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not. So To perform that which is good, I find not.
Yeah, bring that all together with what I've been teaching y'all so far. That's what I need. Go ahead.
So you're saying what will is present with me, saying meaning like the thing that I want to do is in me. Like I know what I want, what I should be doing. Um, so- but how to do it is what's getting him off. Like he can't his flesh like is not allowing him to do what he should be doing.
That's a bad way to say it, but I understand what you're saying. That's a bad way to say it, though. You say his flesh is not allowing him to do it.
Because that contradicts what he just read.
It's like it, sir. Could I say like he has the will to do it, he has the spirit to do it, but he's not able to kill the other man, the flesh, to separate the two.
That's true. Like, okay, like you're saying, the will, what the brother said is better, though, than how you said. You don't want to, like, to break it down, you want to make sure that you can help whoever's listening, whatever Christian or Muslim you're talking to can understand, like the will, when he said, what you want to do, right? That's a better way to say it. So to will, what does it say? What does the scripture say?
It says, for I know that in me, for to will is present with me.
Right. To will is present with me, which is what we've been talking about the whole time. What is in your mind, what you know the law to be and what you know to be right. It's with me. To will is present with me. I got that. Go ahead.
But how to perform that which is good, I find not.
Right. So he's saying that what the law is, he knows it's good, but how do I do it? How do I make this flesh do what it's supposed to be doing? I can't find it. I don't know what to do. I know what's right, but I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So he's seeing what's right. He just doesn't know how to control himself. You understand?
Yeah.
So, and that's what we're doing in here. Like the laws, that's what is our schoolmaster to have us learn to be able to control ourselves. Like when I started off earlier saying that if I didn't find out what the bad part was, then I don't know if I could do it. Like I had to be punished. You know what I'm saying? Like if you never got punished, I couldn't control my, let me speak for myself. I couldn't control myself. Because I'd be like, well, what's the problem?
So like,
Is it?
well, I'm gonna ask like, is it like sort of like people that smoke cigarettes that are addicted to it, and like they want to stop but they don't really stop until they get the cancer or something like that?
Exactly. Perfect. Like until it hurts you, until you go to jail, until you get cancer, until you get AIDS, until whatever the hell else it is, you're gonna keep doing it because you can't find a way. Like it said, read it one more time.
For to will is present with me, but how to perform.
How do I know cigarettes give me cancer? How do I stop smoking cigarettes? How?
By getting the cancer.
By hurting me, by being punished, by getting cancer. That's how I'm going to learn. That's what happened to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians because of the law, because we didn't want to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, because you didn't know why you shouldn't sleep with a white woman or why you shouldn't celebrate their whatever. Because of the punishment, because of the pain, because of the misery that we go through as Israelites. Now you know.
Oh God.
I think I should have listened to him from the jump. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and poke your eye out with them scissors, running with them like your mama told you. I bet you don't run ever again. I told y'all this before. I'll tell you one more time. How my mom will not let me get in her car and ride without a seatbelt. Because when I was 6 years old, she didn't have a seatbelt and her head went through the damn windshield. And that pain let her know that you should never ride without a seatbelt. That's right. Ever. And she won't let nobody ride with her without it. But that's the same thing. How to perform that which is good, I don't know. Why don't you know?
Because you ain't punished yet.
Perfect. Because I didn't get it. That's what Psalms 147 is talking about. As for their judgments, they have not known them. Mm-hmm. Praise ye the Lord. Listen, that's a beautiful thing. Because they don't even know why they should be doing it. We figuring it out in the ghettos.
Right.
And the barrios and reservations. We figuring out why we should be listening to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Our women leaving us, our men leaving us, our children not listening and doing what you better believe it. It's how to perform it, we didn't know. That's what Paul is saying. I don't know. At that time, listen, they was just getting the beginnings of it. Listen, we know full well why we should be following the law, statutes, and commandments. Read on.
For the good that, well, this is going on. For the good that I would, I do not. But the evil which I would not, that I do.
Wait a minute. Now, in the class, somebody break it down, take us all the way home. Who got it? You got it open to the scripture. You can read it. Break it on down.
So, for the good that I would, I do not. The good is the keeping the laws, and that's what I would do. That's in my mind. But my flesh doesn't do it. But the evil, which I would not, that I do. Meaning, me knowing the law, statutes, and commandments, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that evil, but I do it anyway because
read that last one part. The evil which I would.
But the evil which I would not, that I do. So yeah, like knowing this law, statutes, and commandments, knowing that it's evil, I wouldn't do it, but because I'm carnal, I do that. Like my flesh does.
Say that last part one more time. The evil which I would not, that I do. Break that down.
Right. The evil that which I would not,
You
that
have
I
to break
do.
it down. That's what I'm trying to get you to do. The evil which I would not.
The evil which I would not means, like I know it's evil, so I wouldn't do it. My mind wouldn't do it.
Better word.
Spirit.
My spirit. I wouldn't do this. Who I am, my spirit, in my mind, I would not do this. You know what I'm saying? So the evil which I would not.
That I do.
That I do. I do evil. Even though I wouldn't do it in the real me, if I didn't have flesh, would never do that. So the evil that I would not, that's what I do. Go ahead.
Now, if I do that I would not.
Wait a minute. Now break it down.
Now, if I'm doing what I know I shouldn't do, it's my spirit wouldn't allow me to do. It is no more I that do it. I mean, it is no longer me doing it, the real me, like which is my spirit.
Okay, you got it. You understand what I'm saying when I say break it down, Akio? Like, you can't say the same shit that you just read. You know what I'm saying? You have to break it down to where I have to understand it because I didn't understand the words that you just read before. All right?
But sin that dwelleth in me, now it's the sin, that my flesh would do. Like, that's what's making me do this. It's what's making me sin.
Good enough. That's all right. You know what I'm saying? This is what trying to get y'all ready, because I'm not coming down here every damn week, nigga. I'm going to Tampa and remember be in the Bahamas, Lord allow, man. Commander Junior Hana allowed me to do it. But absolutely, what you just said, that last part, that was perfect. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, read those last two verses one more time for me, and I'll go ahead and do it all the way down.
For the good that I would, I do not.
All right, so for the good that I would, I do not. So the I would is just saying that the good that my spirit, the real me, my spirit would do, the other I that's not me, my flesh, I don't do it. I don't do what the Lord says I should do. Because I agree with it. You know what I'm saying? So the good that I would do, my flesh isn't doing it. I do not. Read on.
But the evil which I would not.
But the evil which I would not, in my spirit, what I would not do because of the law, statutes, and commandments, the evil that I would not ever do. I would not murder nobody. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do that. But yet I'm in jail. I'm locked up right now, sitting behind bars. Like, how in the hell did this happen? The evil that I would not do, I actually wouldn't did that shit. Read.
That I do.
I did it. And that's not me, which is what this is saying. Go.
Now, if I do that I would not.
If I did that stuff that I know I should have never did, read.
It is no more I that do it.
I knew it wasn't me. I would have never did that. It's no longer I that did that. Now, because I'm in the truth, I understand that it's not me. I gotta kill that dude. He gotta die. That is not me. So how do I fix this? He gotta go. Read.
But sin that dwelleth in me.
So I gotta kill off that. I gotta get rid of the sin. I gotta get rid of what makes me sin, which is, say it loud.
The flesh.
It's my body. My mind is willing. Anybody got that willing for me? Go ahead, read on.
I find then a law that.
You meant to tell me that was the it. That was it. It's going into something else. That's what you was telling me. No, it's not.
Oh,
read on.
No, I mean that was what you said.
No, it ain't.
I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me.
Right. So I find in the law. What do they call it? Oh man. The law of relativity. Who came up with that? What white boy came up with that?
Isaac P. Newton.
Is it Newton's law?
Yeah.
Okay. I find in the law what?
That when I would do good, evil is present with me.
What is Newton's law? Everything that
goes up must come down.
No. Everything that can go wrong
will go.
That's where he got it from. He got it from us. That cracker got that from us. Read this one more time. I'll bring it. I'll explain it to you.
I find then a law.
I find in the law, Newton's law. Cracker tried to take credit for some nigga shit. I'm trying to tell you. I find in the law, this is what Paul said,
that when I would do good,
when I would do good,
evil is present with me.
Listen, I want to do. This is what happens. Every time I want to do good, something bad happens. That's what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Newton's law is, say what is it? I messed it up.
Anything that can go wrong
will go wrong, right? So listen, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but the law is that anything that can go wrong is going to happen. Well, this is what happens with us in our flesh. Anything that can go wrong is going to go wrong because you are a weak bitch. You understand? So stop being a weak bitch, brothers. You understand? Fight your flesh and kill that hoe. You know what I'm saying? So that you're not like Newton out here and just thinking that you can't, you know what I'm saying? This is what Paul said. Paul said it's a law. I'm trying. Every time I try, I lose. Well, in the ISUPK, we have a different standard. We're trying to win. It's hard. I told y'all about it earlier today. I still fight, but I'm gonna keep fighting until I'm dead. I'm gonna keep fighting. I got where I ain't shit. I fight every single day. I fight every day. And if the Lord give me breath tomorrow, I'll be fighting tomorrow. It's just what it is. But it is just like Paul is saying, it is a war. Precept is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, right? You know what I'm saying? We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities, like even me within myself. You're fighting yourself every single day, right? So just keep fighting, but you gotta keep these laws. Any more on that?
Okay. For I delight in the law of the power after the inward man.
After what?
After the inward man.
Listen, man, I delight after the law, after the inward man, right? So in me is something, in my mind, in my spirit, is something that sees that the Most High is right and the law is right. But the outward me, man, I just want to be fresh. I just want to do this. I just want to, portray that, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? After the inward man, I delight after the law of the Most High. Go ahead.
But I see another law in my members.
In where?
In my members.
Right, in your members, meaning your hands, your feet, your eyes, your ears, your rod, your box, your whatever the hell else it is. There is another law there that has nothing. Go ahead.
Warring against the law of my mind.
It goes against your mind. It goes against your spirit. Read.
And bringing me into captivity to the law of sin.
That's why we're in the condition we're in. You know what I'm saying? Like it brought me into this because I wanted to follow myself. I wanted to follow my flesh. It's a fight. Like you're fighting against yourself every day. Commander General Yohana told me this himself. He said the hardest battle you'll ever fight is with yourself. It's the battle that everybody has to fight with. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a law that is bringing me into captivity, even though I know that it's going to put me in captivity. I know it's going to kill me. What the brother said about the cigarettes, you know it's going to give you cancer. Meanwhile, you light that bitch up every 13 minutes. And you know it. It's a war that's happening with you. You don't want to kill yourself. Who wants to kill themselves? Name one cigarette smoker that want to kill themselves. They could do it a lot faster. That's not what they're doing. They're not trying to kill themselves. They have a war going on. It's a law that I want to do this. My spirit wants to do that. But I can't find how to perform, how to get this thing done. Well, here in the ISUPK, that's what we're doing. We raising men. We teach men. We teach sisters how to fight. How do you fight?
The word.
Nobody.
The word. I said the word.
I heard.
Oh.
Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's true too.
The spirit.
That's true too.
Brotherhood.
Give that sister. That's how we fight. Because I can't do it by myself.
Right.
It's too hard. It's a war I'm fighting my damn self. How do you win that? Brother, there ain't no other way out. I can't. That's what the law is hinged on. So with that, we're going to end this class. You know what I'm saying? We'll get y'all next Tuesday.
was the scripture on the adornment?
First Peter 3.
Verse what's the
Peter
three?
3, you can start at 1,
No,
right?